What's up, guys? It's Strategist. And yes, I know I've been gone a while. I've had a lot of significant life events that have certainly gotten into the way of my overall free time, if not YouTube as a whole. And generally, it's all due to motivation, and that's also kind of the topic of the video. As the majority of you know, I had a vacation a while back for like nearly a month. I've had some new developments in my job, nothing negative, of course, and I actually moved recently as well. So I've had a lot of work to do in a very small amount of time. I'm exhausted, but holy shit, look at me giving myself even more work to do, making videos. Wow. And I'll tell you what, man, since I've been gone, I have definitely been getting back into my other hobbies, like, you know, watching TV, especially YouTube. I watch YouTube a lot. Just playing games, video games, board games, even, especially board games. Board games are actually amazing. And it's not that dumb shit like Chutes and Ladders and Monopoly and some of those classic ones that we all know and maybe sort of love. It's more of the interesting ones out there, like maybe Small World, Legendary, Ascension, Elder Sign, Pandemic, awesome stuff like that. And also D&D. Ironically, some YouTube videos got me back into D&D with their stories and whatnot, and their animations. Pretty awesome, but generally stuff I enjoyed doing before YouTube started taking up a lot of that free time. And I just so happened to watch Critical Role the other day. It showed up in my suggestion feed. And, you know, Matt Mercer is an awesome fellow. Also, by the way, that gray is plus resistance minus speed. Yes, feel very, very bad for me. Feel very, very bad. Matt Mercer, I kind of idolize. He's nearly everything that I have aspired to be. I would love to be a voice actor. That would be like a dream job for me. Granted, I don't have any experience or training or anything, but in the, you know, realm of make-believe, that sounds like an amazing job I would like to have. And I do know some of the ins and outs, but that's not what I'm talking about today. He even looks like what I want to look like. Because of my job, I have to keep a pretty groomed appearance, and I'm not allowed to have like longish hair, even if it looks like the luscious mane that Matt Mercer owns. Enough about that. After seeing all of what Matt Mercer does and what he is and what he's accomplished,
understood, I
kind of had a crisis of self, like a mini crisis of self. Nothing too crazy, okay? But in said event, I realized that I kind of set high standards of success for myself in the form of notoriety. Like, I was just kind of thinking, I was looking at Matt Mercer, and I was thinking, what the hell have I accomplished? What have I done that's significant in my life? Now, I can't even begin to compare to that of a celebrity, of course, and obviously I snapped to that realization sooner rather than later, but it's still kind of stuck in my mind that there's the possibility to become much more than you are. In fact, this is actually why I even came back to do this video in the first place. Because I also realized to accomplish goals, you must put in the work in order to achieve said goal, which I haven't done. I haven't made videos in quite a while. And that's mostly because I lack motivation. I have a logical thinking mind, right? Realism and overall melancholy generally plague me. I would generally call myself a pessimist, but usually on my good days I'll just call myself a realist, right? But in this way of thinking, my own self-defeatism demolishes my aspiration and my optimism. So I lack the motivation to, try and achieve not necessarily goals, because in this state of mind, they would be like nice things to have? Question mark? I wonder if I'm phrasing that correctly. More like it's an ideation that would be nice to have one day. Like, just sitting down one day, you're like maybe 24 years old, you're having a coffee at a cafe, and you're just kind of sitting there and you think, you know what, it would be really nice to own a comic book store one day. And that is kind of what my goals are. They're not like exactly goals. They're nothing I was actually actively working towards to achieve, but they were still in my mind as something nice to have, right? And I was also kind of thinking that I need to change my mindset. And I can very clearly see this flaw in myself when I play Clash Royale. I still play that, yes, and I play it quite often. And many of you may groan at the sound of that game, and that's perfectly fine, but it's a good example because I noticed that when I'm at a high amount of trophies in the ladder system, which basically means, I'm climbing up and I'm going to face more difficult opponents, I won't want to play in the ladder mode because I am afraid of losing. So I have this fear of failure, so instead of attempting in the first place, I'll just not do it so I don't have to worry about the failure. Another good example is that classic trope where that boy in high school has his heart set on this one girl, but he just won't ask her out, right? Because he doesn't want to get rejected. You can also kind of relate this to my current mindset. But it's not always noticeable, because it's like Clash Royale and a couple of other things I've noticed about myself that I will definitely attempt and strive for greatness if I definitely know and have the confidence that I can do it. And I am very confident now in my older years. When I was in high school, I lacked all confidence, but once I hit like 20, 21, that like completely flipped at the snap of a finger. But anyway, I figured that you guys might appreciate this little bit of insight into my life. I kind of realized that this might be a good topic to talk about, because I can't possibly be the only one that kind of, takes a seat one day and you just kind of look back on your life and you just kind of question what you're doing and what you have done. And maybe this video could serve as that moment for you, because I feel like a lot of us walk through life in a bit of a fog, and it just takes, one moment to kind of snap out of it and reassert what you want to do and put yourself back on that track. Now, I'm also not meaning to imply that I'm getting back into YouTube. That wasn't exactly the point. But I think I may from time to time make a video here and there. If. Remember the word if, okay? Don't be whipping out your torches and pitchforks referencing this video saying I was going to get back into making videos or anything. All right, I'm not committing to anything more than this one video right now. I'm, in fact, focusing my own efforts into getting my priorities in order, especially in regards to my job and family. And also free time, but especially the job. I think the family is good now. We had a heart-to-heart. We figured some stuff out, and I think we're on the best track possible. Job's important. The job is the one thing that you want to have motivation and you know, have the aspiration to strive for excellence. So I'm definitely going to need to work on that. And that's more of a me thing. Now, for free time, I've actually taken it upon myself. Let me just give you a little bit of context. When I came back from vacation, me and the wife agreed that we love playing board games. We love it. The problem was that we both lacked the motivation to go out and find communities, find other people that enjoy doing the same thing we do, and invite them or join them in their endeavor to achieve the same goal as we, which is playing board games and to have fun, which we have done in leaps and bounds because at our local, you know, game and book shop, I now host board game nights every Monday. And in so doing, you know, putting myself out there, putting myself in a position in which to achieve my goals has given me much satisfaction, a great amount of satisfaction. I have a thing to look forward to nearly every day. I get to look forward to, you know, putting forth my personal effort in order to achieve, you know, some satisfaction in my life. And this actually kind of creates a reciprocal effect that I want to go out and do even more, right? So once you put yourself on that good track, it's actually pretty easy to continue going along it and going down further, even better paths. So I'm hoping that this video gave you some advice or insight or something. I just hope it helped you in any way possible, even if it maybe entertained you for like 12 minutes, right? And it also kind of serves as a catharsis for me and a reminder, something I can come back to later and watch myself if I ever find myself off track. Well, thanks for sticking with me for so long, guys. I'm glad you're still here. I definitely appreciate you. Join the Discord in the description below if you want to stay in contact, and hopefully I'll see you again.